Suzy and Friends.
With Suzy Cato.
New Zealand's favourite kids podcast.
This is Suzy and Friends.
With Suzy Cato.
Right across Aotearoa, New Zealand and the world, it's
Suzy and Friends.
Kia ora e hoa. Hello, my friend. I'm Suzy Cato.
And I'm Trevor. Kia ora. Thank you so much for joining us.
We're starting with a brain teaser, a tricky little question to make you think. And this week's brain teaser was sent in by Tai, who lives in Whangarei.
Oh, I wonder if you can work out the answer. Suzy's going to have a go at solving the brain teaser as well. Here it is. What has 50 legs but can't walk?
Ooh. What has 50 legs but can't walk?
That's right.
Okay, the first thing I'm thinking of is something like a centipede. But a centipede can walk, can't it?
Good thinking, Suzy.
50 legs but can't walk. A dead centipede.
I suppose that is a possible answer, but it's not the one that I have in front of me.
Maybe it's something that has legs but isn't alive.
You're on the right track. Here's a clue. It's not a living thing.
Okay. Well, a table has legs, but it doesn't have 50 of them. Sorry, I don't know.
Do you want to know the answer?
Yes, please.
What has 50 legs but can't walk? 25 pairs of pants.
25 pairs of pants. That's a very clever and very funny brain teaser. Thanks for sending it in, Tai. Did you get the answer correct? Well done if you did. If you didn't, like me, good on you for having a go.
And if you know a brain teaser, please email it to us, suzy@suzy.co.nz. And you know what? It might just turn up on the podcast. Use that email if you'd like to send in a joke too. We love hearing new jokes.
Okay, here's what's on Suzy and Friends today. We get to know Poppy, a kid just like you, as they play the game 7 Questions. I'll have a chat with the awesomely talented singing and songwriting duo from Christchurch, O Tautai, Leah and Sue from Loopy Tunes, and Cody is here with Ko Tu Kōrero.
There are fun facts about goats. We start a new series of stories from the Pacific, and today it's the friendship of the bat and the rat, and the stories from Samoa. We also have the best 3 jokes sent in this week.
First up, though, let's play our game with no prize. What's that sound? He aha te rā tangi.
Here's how you play. You just listen very carefully and just guess the sound. Simple. Or is it simple? We'll play the sound a few times during the podcast, give you a clue a bit later, and at the end of Suzy and Friends, we'll give you the answer. If your answer is the same as ours, you win. There's no prize, but you win and you get to pat yourself on the back. Ready? Here it comes. What's that sound?
He aha te rā tangi. What's that sound? Do you know what it is? Or do you think you might know what it could be? Oh, you don't need to decide right now because we'll play it again for you and give you a clue a little bit later.
Okay, time for a triple treat of jokes now. Here are Lily, Austin and Sophia.
Hi, what's your name?
Lily.
How old are you, Lily?
5.
What's your joke?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Up.
Up who? A poo? Oh no, where's the poo?
Okay, what's your joke?
What do you call a pig that does karate?
I don't know. What do you call a pig that does karate?
Pork chop.
Sophia, how old are you?
8.
And do you have a joke for us?
Yes.
What's your joke?
What did the snot say to the people who were laughing at him?
Sophia, did you say snot?
Yes.
What did the snot say when people were laughing at him? I don't know. What did he say?
That's not funny.
But Sophia, it is.
This is Suzy and Friends with my friend and your friend, Suzy Cato.
Cool kids with excellent jokes. Lily, Austin and Sophia. Thank you, kids. This is Suzy and Friends in a podcast with Suzy Cato and Trevor. And today we have random fun facts about goats.
Fun facts. Fun facts. Fun facts.
Fun fact 1. Goats were one of the first animals to be tamed by humans over 10,000 years ago. They weren't kept as pets though. They were herded a bit like sheep and milked for milk to drink and to make into cheese. Fun fact 2. A baby goat is called a kid. A mother goat is called a doe or a nanny. And the father goat is called a buck or a billy goat. Fun fact 3. Goats' eyes look a bit weird. That's because of their pupils, the dark bits in the centre of their eyes. In humans, the pupil is round, and the pupils in a cat's eye is a slit that turns into a circle. Well, guess what? Goats have rectangular pupils. Have a look at a picture of a goat's eye and see what I mean.
Thank you, Suzy. Those are some good goat facts. Hey, Suzy,
Yes, Trevor?
did you hear about the guy who went to the doctor?
No.
So he rushes in and says, "Doctor, doctor, I think I'm a goat." And the doctor says, how long has this been happening? And the guy says, "Since I was a kid."
Are you kidding?
An oldie but a goodie. Hey, we have the first story in our new series of stories from the Pacific very soon. But first, Suzy has 2 special guests.
And this week we are so very lucky to be talking to Leah and Sue of Loopy Tunes Preschool Music. Now, they are a sister duo based in Christchurch, and they have been making music for about 15 years. Kia ora, Leah. Kia ora, Sue.
Kia ora.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, when we get to speak to people like you, we find out about their jobs. You guys have been sisters all your lives, and now you're working together. Leah, you're the big sister. What's that like?
Surprisingly, it works. Often Seal refers to us as chalk and cheese because our interests and our likes and our tastes and preferences are quite opposite, but somehow everything works.
Sue, how do you make it work when you're making music together? Do you share your jobs? Do you break up the roles and each of you do different things?
Yes, we do. We have 2 different roles. So I'm the creative director. I get to write all the music and arrange the music and do all the fun graphics and YouTube videos and social media stuff. I consider it the fun job. And I, Leah, am the business director. And even though creatively it may not seem fun, I'm a wee nerd. And so I do enjoy the nerdy jobs like finance and organising things and booking things in and communicating with people.
So that's wonderful that you're both doing what you love to bring music together and to create all these amazing albums, because you've got 10 albums that you did with Plunkett, Pacifica Beats, which 10 albums with the different languages from the Pacific Islands. Amazing. But you've also got 4 other albums, haven't you?
Yes, I think it's a 4. Yeah. Yes, we do have 4. One more coming out and one more. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Now, your most recent album is Ma is for Matariki. So each of your 4 albums outside of the Pacifica Beats have a colour associated with it. And this is Ma, white, for Matariki. What does it mean to you to be writing an album in te reo?
Oh, it means everything to us, especially when we hear lots of different tamariki singing and dancing to te reo Māori music. Especially this album, it's all about teaching tamariki about matariki in a fun way.
Fantastic. And hey, we wrote some songs together, so I've performed with you lots of times, and I know how the tamariki love the music and how much kanikani and singing along they do. It is amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's so much fun.
And we can find you on Spotify and iTunes and wherever you find good music. Is that right?
Yes, and YouTube.
Okay, so basically everywhere.
Yes, everywhere.
Hey, well, thank you so much for joining us. We love hearing about our friends and what they're up to, and we look forward to listening to your albums.
Thank you, Suzy.
Thank you for having us.
Have a wonderful day. Ka kite.
Ka kite.
This is Suzy and Friends.
With Suzy Cato.
Thank you, Leah and Siu from Loopy Tunes. This is Suzy and Friends in a podcast.
Hey, how are you doing with our game with no prize? What's that sound? He aha te rātangi. Shall we give it another listen? Okay, here we go. What's that sound? Do you need another clue? Have you got a clue, Trevor?
Yes, I do. I do have a clue. Here it is. It's an animal with a tail. Okay, it's an animal with a tail. That is your clue.
Good clue, Trevor. Thank you. And we'll play the sound again at the end of Suzy and Friends and then give you the answer. Now, as promised, here's our friend Alisa with episode 1 of our new series, Stories from the Pacific. And today's story comes from Samoa.
The Friendship of the Rat and the Bat. How Rat Stole Bat's Wings. In Samoa, there's an animal called the fruit bat, or beta. Unlike the bat, the fruit bat is large and has bulging red eyes. It looks more like a rat with wings than a bat. This story from Samoa explains how the fruit bat came to be. Once long ago, Rat noticed Bat flying overhead. He marvelled at the sight of Bat spinning in the air so gracefully. Bat could reach the sweet fruit in the trees before it spoiled. Poor Rat could only scavenge what was left of the rotten fruit on the ground. "Oh, how I wish I could fly like Bat," Rat moaned. Rat watched for several days, and soon his admiration for Bat turned to jealousy. He made a plan to take Bat's precious wings for himself. One afternoon, after feasting on delicious fruit and berries, Bat hung from a low branch and started to doze. Rat approached Bat. "Excuse me, Mr. Bat, but you've been eating illegally from this tree. I live in this tree, therefore it is my fruit, and you ate it without my permission." Startled, Bat begged for Rat's forgiveness and asked how he could repay him. "Loan me your wings," said Rat. "Mr. Bat, I think we should be friends. To fly would be a small payment, but it'll do." Bat agreed. He detached his wings and gave them to Rat. "Here," said Rat, "take my tail and my feet so they don't interfere with my flying." No sooner had Bat removed Rat's tail, Rat leapt into the air. "I must leave soon. Don't go too far," Bat called out to Rat. "Mr. Bat, trust me. I'm just going to fly over to that cliff and back again." Rat flew further away, and Bat realised that Rat had no intention of returning. "Away!" Bat cried. Eventually, Rat disappeared out of sight, along with Bat's precious wings. Today in Samoa, a chief fooled by another chief pretending to be a friend will receive little sympathy from other chiefs. Instead, they will ask him, "Have you not heard of the friendship of the rat and the bat?" The moral of the story? Beware of the rat. He can't be trusted.
Thanks, Alisa. And we'll have another story from the Pacific on the next Suzy and Friends. Soon I play 7 questions with Poppy. But now here's Cody with Cool to Kōrero.
Kia ora, ko Cody tēnei, and today we're going to learn to say eat your food in te reo Māori. Are you ready? It's e kai tō kai. Would you like to give it a go with me? Ka pai. First, we're going to try saying e kai. Say it after me. E kai. Okay. Now say tō kai. Nice. Now let's put it all together. I'll say it and you repeat it. Here we go. E kai tō kai. One more time. E kai tō kai. Ka pai. And that's Cool to Kōrero for today. Keep practicing. E kai tō kai. Eat your food. And I'll talk to you again on the next Suzy and Friends. Ka kite.
Kia ora, Cody. Thank you very much. We'll have another Cool to Kōrero in the next Suzy and Friends podcast.
Hey, Trevor.
Yes, Suzy?
While we're talking about food, what cheese is not yours?
I don't know. What cheese is not yours?
Nacho cheese. It's nacho cheese. Hey, thanks to Lottie for emailing us that joke. Very cool. And if you have a joke you'd like to share with us, you can email Suzy at suzy.co.nz. We love your jokes.
Hey, the answer to What's That Sound is coming soon. But first, let's get to know a kid just like you. It is Poppy playing 7 questions with Suzy.
I'm a St. John cadet. That's like the ambulance and stuff.
Great.
Last year I got Cadet of the Year and I got this really cool trophy and medal and stuff.
What do you have to do to be Cadet of the Year?
Just like get involved with everything and like really focused and like try my best and all that stuff.
As a cadet, you go to events and things like that. What do you actually have to do?
So they'll have fake scenarios like blood or broken bones or unconscious or whatever, and we just have to treat them, and we get scored on how well we've done. And then at the end they have like ribbons and medals and heaps of cool as prizes and yeah.
Oh, wonderful. So this is all practice for when you actually do become a St. John's paramedic.
Yeah, well, when I grow up I want to be an anaesthetist.
Hey, what else do you enjoy doing?
So I play soccer, I enjoy cooking and visiting family and stuff.
You got some lovely friends?
Yeah, heaps.
Do you want to do shout-outs?
Yep, do a shout out to Liddy and, to my friend Manaya and just all my other friends at school and out of school and yeah.
Best thing about school?
Probably all the cool teachers. They're really friendly and like always there for you. Also, probably all the things that you can do. You're never bored. There's always stuff to do. So, yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
That's all right. Thank you.
Thanks, Poppy. What a cool kid.
Yes, she's amazing. You know, I think Poppy would do really well at this week's What's That Sound? He aha tērā tangi. How did you do? Have you got the answer? Shall we have another listen? Why not? Here we go.
What's that sound? Do you know? We gave you a clue before, and that clue was it's an animal with a tail. Okay, here comes the sound one more time.
And the answer is a horse's hooves. Extra points if you said exactly that, a horse's hooves. But you're still right if you said a horse. If you got it correct, congratulations! And if you didn't, well done for giving it a go. There's another What's That Sound, the game with no prize, on the next Suzy and Friends.
Okay, we better finish up now. Thank you to Cody for Cool to Kōrero, and thank you to Lily, Austin and Sophia for the jokes.
Thank you Leah and Siu from Loopy Tunes, and to Poppy for playing 7 questions.
Kia ora to Alisa Fitisimanu for the story The Friendship of the Rat and the Bat, And there's a new story from the Pacific on the next Suzy and Friends. Oh, also thank you to Ty for the brain teaser.
Thanks to our friends at New Zealand On Air and the RNZ whānau. But the biggest thank you of all goes to you. Thank you for joining us.
If you'd like to send us a joke, brain teaser, or any ideas for Suzy and Friends, we would love to hear from you. suzy@suzy.co.nz. That is the email. Our website, suzy.co.nz. And if you enjoyed Suzy and Friends in a podcast, please like and follow.
On the next Suzy and Friends, we have the story of the wise brother and the foolish brother, a poem from 8-year-old Mia called Classroom Chaos, and we find out why you should not feed the care.
Kia pai te rā. Have a great day.
Goodbye, my friend. Ka kite.
This is Suzy and Friends.
With Suzy Cato.